Right then, hello everyone and welcome back to the Assetto Corsa Offline Championship. We are here for round number 10 of the 2021 Super Formula, that's the wrong series, Formula 2. We're here for the 2021 Formula 2 round here at the Autodromo José Carlos Pache in Sao Paulo, Brazil for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Yes, Formula 2 is back, and it could be a pretty important round as well, as we could potentially seal the Formula 2 Drivers' Championship here today, as championship leader Henry J. Brown could be with a chance of winning it all here today and crowning himself as Formula 2 champion with 2 rounds to go. My name is Miran in the commentary booth, as always. Joining me, it's none other than my partner in crime, Giuseppe. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, man. I mean, to say about this track, it's Brazil, you know what I'm saying? So I just say let's get into it.
It is Brazil indeed. It is Interlagos. Legendary racing track. And that brings me nicely to talk about the track itself. So, the Autodromo José Carlos Pache, better known as the Interlagos Circuit, was opened in May of 1940 and then known as the Autodromo de Interlagos, named in the neighborhood in Sao Paulo where it is located, Interlagos being Portuguese for between the lakes. As the place where it is located is between 2 artificial lakes. The land which the circuit is built on was bought in 1976 by property developers who wanted to build housing, but due to a stock market crash, they wanted to build a racing circuit instead. And they opened it in May of 1940, inspired by legendary tracks at the time, like the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Roosevelt Raceway, Brooklands in England, and Montlhéry in France. The track was renamed in the 80s to the Autodromo José Carlos Pache. José Carlos Pache, the late Brazilian Formula 1 driver who won 1 race and scored 6 podiums. But the track was first used in Formula 1 in 1972. That year was a non-championship race, and in the year after it turned into a full World Championship event, and it ran all the way up until 1980 when it was taken off the calendar due to safety concerns, but it would come back in 1990 after it had been shortened and upgraded a bit. So they ran there, and they have run there ever since as the Brazilian Grand Prix. This year, though, it's renamed to the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. I don't actually know why, but Formula 1 did that in real life. Apart from Formula 1 and its support series, obviously you have Stock Car Brazil, which has run here since 1979. You have TCR South America and the Mil Milhas Brazil, an annual sports car endurance race which has been held since 1956 and still runs to this day. You also have the World Endurance Championship 6 Hours of Sao Paulo, which is actually coming back next year on the WEC calendar. So we're also going to have a lot more endurance action at this track in real life. But this layout, which we are running, the Grand Prix circuit, the 5th variation of the Grand Prix circuit, is 4.309 kilometers long and features 15 turns. And this track, it's a delight to watch and it's a delight to drive, in my opinion. It's got so many tricky corners, but so many great overtaking spots. Usually see the best of battles, lots of incredible side-by-side action at this track, but it has a lot of tough corners. Obviously, the Senna SS turns 1 and 2 really tough to nail, and then you head through Curva do Sol and into the Descida do Lago, turn number 4 and 5, and then just the whole of Sector 2. So difficult, and then especially that sharp left-hander just before the start-finish straight of Junsao, turn number 12. So difficult as well. to try and maximize your exit from really important corners. So this is a very, very legendary track as well. As I said, it's been running since the 70s in Formula 1, so it has a lot of history. Not only in Formula 1, but in ACOC as well. We've had a lot of title showdowns over the years here as well, and this is the first year where we're actually not running it as the season finale. But yeah, personally, I think this is a great track. Giuseppe, do you share the same thoughts as me?
Yeah, I mean, we had so many iconic moments on this track. Of course, not in Formula 2, because in Formula 2 it is restricted to, well, mostly Europe, I'm pretty sure, as Formula 2 drivers are not well, rich. But in ACOC, everyone is canonically a millionaire, so we don't mind about that. So it's nice to see the Formula 2 cars racing around Brazil, as it's not something we get in real life. So it's kind of like a what-if situation we have here. And actually, I think this is my first time that I'd be seeing the F2 cars racing in Brazil. So, but for what I know from my experience, I mean, and from you guys' experience as well, if we look at it in real life and stuff, I mean, there's been so many great races here, notably, for example, the 2012 season finale, or 2016 in Formula 1, but that was insane as well. There's been so many great races, or even like Lewis Hamilton's comeback from P20 up all the way up to P1. I mean, it's just, yeah, that can tell you that this track is a special one. And, well, I didn't mention it because I wanted to keep it for last, but everyone knows Senna's iconic win here, well, at his home track. So, with that, I can just say that this is certainly a track to look forward to.
Yes, indeed. It's always a lot of delight every year that we do come here to Interlagos. And we've had a lot of championship, not only in Formula 1, but Formula 2 sealed here as well. All your legendary names are on that list, obviously. 2019 is probably what's freshest in the minds of ACOC fans. Will Parrish's great comeback drive from, I believe he started P4 and had to win to take the championship, and he did so and crowned himself as the 2019 Formula 2 champion. Back then, he scored a podium at the round previously in Hermanos Rodriguez, and as a result, he went from P13 to P1 in just a span of 3 races, which is absolutely crazy. And this obviously now isn't the final round of the season. We're obviously gonna have 2 more rounds to go after this one. There's still a whole 14 drivers in contention here. None of them can take the lead of the championship, though. Henry J. Brown leads by 32 points here today. So, yeah, there's pretty specific conditions for him to win the championship here today. I don't have them all fresh in my head, and I probably won't name them all since it's a pretty extensive list. But we will bring you live standings as the race unfolds. At the moment, though, we're currently looking at the 22 times on the board, and Ollie Boakes has just gone fastest. So that's the man in 3rd place in the championship, who has gone into P1 provisionally now, the 1:19.651, just ahead of Jake Tilsley. Very, very good qualifying from him as well. So it's an all-British front row at the moment, with Ide Weitz in 3rd place. That's 4th for Weitz, though, as Sundevik now goes up into 2nd, and I do think that's an all-high-tech front row.
Let me check that. Yeah, it is. It's a high-tech 1-2 there.
Yeah, very, very interesting to see then. High-tech looking pretty good on pace in the early stages of qualifying, or I should say early, as we have passed the halfway mark of qualifying. But Boakes then leads his teammate Really Sundevik, with Jake Tilsley in 3rd and then Ide Weitz in 4th. So the 3 Red Bull juniors then faring pretty decently at the moment. So Weitz now down to 5th. That's his teammate Nikhil Walji, who goes up into 4th. Great stuff from Nikhil Walji. It's 6th, though, as Luan goes up into 4th. Aaron Curtis goes fastest. What a lap from Aaron Curtis, the man who's last in the championship. And could this finally give Campos a bit of hope?
Yeah, I mean, Campos haven't been having the best of seasons, but of course, you do. If you can get at least one good result in, why not get it well, now that you still can. So, good lap time by Curtis, although there is still 8.5 minutes left, and there is quite a lot. So let's see how this situation unfolds now.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of room for improvement. A lot of tens or maybe hundreds to be cut down on that pole lap, I'm sure. As Rosetta Martinez now goes up into 7th. It's down to 8th as Gabriel Gomez now goes up into 2nd. Good stuff from Gabriel Gomez in his home race now. As well, will be looking to make quite an impact here today, as he now is in 2nd place. Last time Gabriel Gomez raced here in Formula 2, he was donning the red and white of Prema Racing, as Ari Soilu now goes up into 10th place, and that gets both Campos cars in the top 10. And it is quite a rare sight to see both Campos cars in the top 10 nowadays, especially considering their position in the Teams Championship.
Indeed, I mean, they have both cars filling the 21st and 22nd position, and they're quite a lot off of Carlin, and it's not looking like a good season for them. Maybe they can make it up in the last 3 rounds, although it would be extremely difficult. But with 3 rounds left, you never say never, because it's looking good right now. But I don't want to curse anything, as me and you are very experienced with the commentators' curse. So let's not say too much about it.
Yeah, we'll just see how the session unfolds then, as there is 7 minutes left on the clock. Curtis is your fastest driver at the moment with a 1:19.756, just ahead of Gabriel Gomez in 2nd, and then Ole Boaks in 3rd, as we're just going to see Curtis' teammate Soilu. It's just going to go across the line now. Let's see what Ari Soilu's going to be able to do. No improvement just yet from the 2019 Formula E champion, as he has a bit of a lockup into the Senna SS, and yeah, we'll have to stay behind for the time being, as there's Sundevik just coming into the pit lane, and Soilu's gonna face a bit of traffic on his outlap. That's a bit awkward for Ari Soilu, but he does get past Sundevik, the Red Bull Junior man. Speaking of Red Bull Juniors, Ide Weitz up into 3rd, back up into 3rd, should I say, and now he gets his former teammate Ole Boaks, gets himself ahead of the Brit, and now on to the 2nd row. So good stuff from Ide Weitz, who's looking to still keep himself mathematically in this championship fight, and at the moment he is doing that, as Henry J. Brown, the man who's lead in wow, I'm just tripping over my words here, sorry. The man who's in the lead of the championship is down in 20th.
I mean, it's interesting to see, but to recap the championship, for those who don't know, the top 14 cannot mathematically win it, although I expect that after this round, it's going to be cut down by a lot. So a lot of drivers will see themselves out of the championship fight, although the main 3 protagonists, we could say, especially in the last few races, have been Adam Hidayat and Ole Boaks, and of course Henry J. Brown, who is leading the championship by a lot. But right now, second in 20th, now in 21st, because Vajek improves up to 17th, and Hidayat in 22nd. Oaks seems to be the one looking the best of the 3. As right now, if his position stay like this, he would be scoring 12 points, bringing himself quite a lot closer to Henry, although still not as close as he would want to be.
Yeah, this is dreamland scenario for Ole Boaks. Obviously now that he is off the pace, as Rodrigo Jimenez, great lap from Rodrigo Jimenez, the home hero, storms onto provisional pole, and the home fans here at Sao Paulo will be very happy seeing their countrymen go into provisional pole. Great lap from Rodrigo Jimenez. We talked about the 3 main protagonists, but this is the man just outside the top 3 taking provisional pole now. Adam Hidayat now up into 8th as well. The Trident driver goes up into the points paying positions, and it's starting to look a bit dire for Henry J. Brown. If he wants to clinch the championship here today, he's gonna have to get a move on. He does improve up into 18th, make that 19th, as Jean-Francois Bilot goes up into 13th. below as well, who has 2 wins at Silverstone in Hungary, just hasn't been able to score points after that occasion, and yeah, has struggled to match that pace that he had. As they're going up into provisional pole, Ollie Boaks once again does it. Great lap from Ollie Boaks, and he looks set to try and close that gap down to Henry J. Brown here today in Interlagos, as he sets a 1:19.246, goes almost a tenth faster than Rodrigo Jimenez. And Ollie Boaks, a man on a mission today here in qualifying, as his fellow countryman Jake Tilsley now goes up into 4th. Tilsley as well will be looking to score a few more points to his name, especially considering how his teammate has scored 59 more points than him this season. So Jake will definitely be looking to try and make this a pretty good last 3 rounds of the championship, even if it has been a rather mediocre season for the Brit in his rookie season in Formula 2. See, now rounds turn number 9, Pinheirinho, or Little Pine Tree. Heading through the right-hander of turn 10, Bico de Pato. Duck's beak in Portuguese, that is. And he's just going to make his way through the final corners into Junsao, turn number 12. And he's just got this very, very long straight to go then, if he's obviously not going to come in. I think he might be coming in, actually, judging by the line he's taking. No, he stays out. And DRS active for the Brit as he's going to go across the line. Let's see if there's going to be an improvement from Jake Tilsley. No. He stays in 4th place. 2 minutes to go then. Here in qualifying, there's Alex Luan up into 8th. Ollie Boaks once again is back onto provisional pole, with Rodrigo Jimenez in 2nd, and then Aaron Curtis, who sits in 3rd. And I think now, as the timer is ticking down to 1 minute 30, I think we're going to see a lot of guys start to push for their final few runs.
There's only 1 minute left, and Hidayat, as we've seen, is improved to P10, but Brown is still down there in 20th. So it's looking like it could be an interesting weekend for the people chasing after him. Of course, again from Jimenez. Jimenez is 4th in the championship, 40 points off Henry J. Brown. But if he stays there in P2 and keeps himself in those high spots, he could actually bring himself somehow into the championship fight.
Yeah, and this would be nightmare for the likes of Hidayat and especially Henry J. Brown, as you're gonna have the guys behind those two close in and score a lot of big points, while Henry down in 20th just isn't able to extract the pace out of that car here at Interlagos. And obviously we don't know what that is due to, but yeah, it is not looking too good for Henry J. Brown if he wants to seal a championship here.
As well, he moves up to 2nd. Good lap.
Great lap, in fact, from Nikhil Walji.
It's 1/10 off. Well, no, yeah, 1,000 actually. I'm sorry, 1,000 off. No, he's 100th. There we go. 500. Oh my god.
Yeah, you read it as a 6, I think.
I read it as a 247. That's what I read it as. But checker flag is out now, but we're gonna mention that as well.
Yeah, this is gonna get interesting now to see if we're gonna get any late big improvements here. Axel Socki is gonna be the first man across the line as he just heads through Junsao, and now then through the final couple of corners the Norwegian will go. Let's see if he's gonna finish this lap up. The answer is no. He comes into the pit lane. Jokubas Zukauskas behind him though, the Lithuanian man, down in 21st. Can he get himself up a few positions with this lap as he's going to go across the line? The answer is yes. He goes up into 18th. Jake Tilsley calls it a day, comes into the pits. Ari Soilu onto pole. What a lap from Ari Soilu. The Finn has been reinvigorated out of nowhere. Wow, that is brilliant from Ari Soilu, but it's not over yet. There could still be someone to try and challenge that. Håkon Olsen next across the line. He can't do it. Neither can Jimenez behind. He will be in 4th. Next
Brown
up,
21st.
Next up, Jean-Francois Bilot. Bilot can't improve. He will go in. Valiak behind as well. I think he's the final man to go across the line. I think that is it. I don't think there's going to be anyone else across the line. Because we're just waiting for the confirmation. And there it is. Grabbing his first Formula 2 pole. Who would have expected him? Ari Soilu is on pole here at Interlagos.
I mean, I wouldn't have been able to predict that.
Yeah, and what a way to turn your season around for Ari Soilu. I have to say, that is certainly interesting for Ari Soilu, the man who has failed to score points in, well, what is it, 6 straight races now. Grabs provisional pole here. So, yeah, Campos, this might actually be the turnaround that they need for them, because they have got a very, very good qualifying position on their hand. Either way, we're here for the race, but just before we get underway, it's time to go through the starting grid before lights out for the Formula 2 Sao Paulo Grand Prix, and it is Ari Soilu, the 2019 Formula E champion, is back, and he is on pole. And accompanying him on the front row is the Brit in the high-tech, Ollie Boaks, looking to make a big impact here today. Nikhil Walji, a brilliant 3rd for him today, as Rodrigo Jimenez will start in 4th. Aaron Curtis will be 5th in a great qualifying for Campos. 1st and 5th, who would have thought? And it's Jake Tilsley in P6. Axel Socki is 7th with Gabriel Gomez in 8th. Ide Weitz will be 9th with Alex Luan rounding out the top 10.
Just inside the top 10, we find Rili Sundevik in 11th, and one of the championship contenders, Adam Hidayat, finds himself only in 12th. Then behind him, we find Rosetta Martinez and Jean-Francois Bilot. Then we have Michael Valiak, Juan Min Nguyen, Håkan Olsen, and Jakubas Zukauskas. Then the 2 MPs of Tunya Torkonkum and Roman Shatanus. Henry J. Brown, a very, very untypical 21st. Let's see what he can do from this position. And in last, we find Tobias Schulenberg.
Yeah, the grid is set then. We're ready to go racing here at Interlagos. The lights are coming on. Soilu on pole for the first time in Formula 2. And we're underway here at Interlagos. Not the greatest getaways from Ari Soilu. Boaks is immediately going to be alongside into turn number 1. Jimenez has to back off. He's trying to fend off Nikhil Walji as Soilu and Boaks side by side. But heading out of the center as Soilu is able to defend from Ollie Boaks as we make our way down the Reta Oposta. It's Jimenez side by side with Nikhil Walji and does get him and could even go to Ollie Boaks. The Brazilian gets a great run now onto the Brit. The 2 championship contenders will go wheel to wheel here at Interlagos, heading out the Ciudad do Lago into turns number 6 and 7. Jimenez goes round the outside line and he's going to try to pull it off. He's there on the curb into the braking zone of turn number 8. Jimenez still trying to go the long way around. He's going to be gifted the inside line heading into turn 9, and he gets the job done. Home crowd roar their approval as the Brazilian man Rodrigo Jimenez goes up into 2nd place.
And the home fans are loving that. And now another one for the home fans. If I can get the driver. Oh, it's Gabriel Gomez here I'm talking about. He was fighting ground but goes very wide there on the outside, although he's not done yet. He's gonna try once again now, heading onto the straight. He's soon enough gonna head onto lap 2 now. Let's see what he can do from here. Used a bit of the steep. He's trying to look round the outside. No, he's gonna now go down the inside. It's looking very close, and not on around the outside again. He's trying to find every single little move he can go for, and now he's gonna go round the outside. It's looking like he could actually pull the move off, but Luhan is defending well. He's gonna come off ahead now into the Curva do Sol, onto the Reta Posta. Gomez is still trying left, right, left, right, left, right. He's not giving up. And now he's gonna come out on top. Run on the outside, Gomez on the inside now. They're gonna go side by side. It's really hard to tell, but there we go. Gomez has knife in the bag.
And what a move from Gabriel Gomez. Exceptional racecraft there from the Brazilian in the ART. Moved left, right, constantly kept Alex Luan guessing there and pulled off a brilliant move at the end of it. Here's Adam Hideout then down to 14th. He's fighting Jean-Francois below for 13th as he's there on the outside line. Who almost on the grass there, and he's going to run wide. I think that might just gift below the position. It will, and Hideout is left defending against Mihail Valiak here, and Hideout will at least be able to keep his 14th place.
Hideout, of course, has a lot of has a big job to do. He wants to catch up to his closest competitor. That is, he needs to get some positions done and even get into the point somehow. So now we're going to look at Sundevic trying to move on to Martinez. Down the inside he goes. Will he be able to get it into the Senna S? Let's see, he's down the inside. Could he get it done? Now into the Curva do Sol and onto the straight. They're exactly side by side. Below could have a look as well, but for now it's the two of them fighting. I need to turn 4. They go. Seems like Sundevic is ahead, but Martinez is not giving up. Although now he's not seen behind. Sundevic up into 11th.
Good stuff from really Sundevic. Then Martinez put the squeeze on him down the Retta Oposta. But Sundevic still was able to get that move down. Here's Hideout then getting past Mihail Valiak, or defending from Mihail Valiak rather, as the Croatians still trying to get past Hideout here, but will have to stay behind once again. He's been trying it for the past lap now. He's had a lot of good opportunities, but he can't quite muscle his way past the man who's currently second in the championship. As we approach lap 3 out of 29, or lap 4 out of 29 even, Ari Soilu leads away from Rodrigo Jimenez by 1.2 seconds. That is quite the shocker. Ari Soilu is looking good on pace today.
And I mean, we're not going to complain. I think he even set the fastest lap beforehand. And now he seems to have a solid lead. Let's see what he makes of it though.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be interesting to see what Ari Soilu is going to be able to do then. It's what I recall being his first time in the lead of a Formula 2 race. I cannot recall if he's ever done that before. So yeah, pretty high stakes moment, but the Finn, who's got ice in his veins obviously, won't let the pressure get to him. As we're now looking at a battle for P5 Brewing, Jake Tilsley is chasing down Nikhil Walji for 5th. As Tilsley is going to try his best to close in, but at the moment he obviously will just have to focus on getting that gap down and trying to find the best opportunity he can. He's also got Axel Socki there behind in 7th, so it'll be pretty interesting to see that. Live championship update then on lap 4 out of 29. Henry J. Brown obviously still in the lead of the championship, but he will not be champion as it stands. Ollie Boakes would be second in the championship on 20 points of a difference to Henry J. Brown, and Rodrigo Jimenez would be in 3rd in the championship on a 22-point difference. So Boakes and Jimenez would be separated by only 2 points. And behind those, you'd have Hidayat Soki below and Valiak still in championship contention.
Sundevic would just be out of it, as Valiak is 50 points off, and the cutoff would be 52, because if we do the math real quick, 26 times 2 would be 52. Right now Sundevic would be off of it. It would be the top 7. Oh, I'm gonna cut myself off there. Sukauska tried a very ballsy move there. Looked like going down the inside of Shotavas, although he just wasn't close enough to do so. Maybe Olsen was actually caught up a bit to him. So yeah, that was actually looked pretty interesting there for a bit. Although he's gonna try again soon enough, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we'll see if Jokubas Sukauskis will be able to pull anything off there, as he is fighting Rowan Shotalis for 17th. We go back up to this battle between Tilsley and Walji, as Jake Tilsley is now going to have the DRS to his aid, into turn 1, though he isn't able to do anything just yet, so he's going to have to bide his time. Axel Socki, I have to say, even though he is on a point-scoring streak, I think the podiums that he was scoring early on in this season have just kind of dried out for him. And it goes to show, again, obviously he is scoring good points, as I did say. At the moment, he finished P7 last time at a Monza. He's right now on course for yet another P7. That's going to be 6 more points added to his name. But I just don't think it's enough if he wants to challenge for the championship. But I could be proven wrong, obviously. As Thunjator and Konkum running very, very wide. Henry J. Brown's going to try a move on Konkum to get himself out of last place, to at least spare himself the shame of finishing last. As he's still going to have a look on the inside line. No! Unfortunately, Henry J. Brown will be staying last.
Yeah, untypical position for Henry J. Brown. Usually we see him, especially these last 4 races. You've seen him at the top, at the very top. And now, this race just doesn't need to be his one. But we'll have to worry if Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi will be the same as well. For now, we can rest, but not at the same time, if you get what I mean. Because it's going to be a very hard challenge to get himself out of last and then all the way up to the top 10. Because it is a long race, but I'm not sure if it's that long.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do anything like that either. As I forgot what I was going to say. I had something lined up there in my head, but yeah, I did forget. But yeah, Henry J. Brown on a 4-race point-scoring streak, 3 of which have been podiums. It's, I think, a bit of a shame for Henry to have that end, especially in a race which could be so crucial for him, where he could clinch the championship. But yeah, unless he somehow has a meteoric spike in pace and suddenly starts overtaking cars left and right, I don't know if big points are gonna be on the horizon for Henry.
Indeed, as now we're gonna we're already like on lap 8, 20 laps to go. It still is a lot, but to overtake that many cars, I'm not sure. As I'm not gonna comment on this battle here. Tilsley v Valji. Let's see how this one ends. As now to the Senna is now to recover to Sol. Tilsley was on the inside, although couldn't pull off the move just yet. Now he's behind Valji once again. Gonna use the DRS as well, and down the inside he will go. Let's see what comes out of it into turn 4. And then into turn 5, what will the result be? It seems to be Tilsley in P5. And now Walji's under pressure by Socki as well.
Yeah, this is the trend we see so much in Interlagos. One driver loses another position, and then that same driver is at risk of going down another. And Axel Socki is going to try and get this position for himself. As we head into Pinheirino, he's got the inside line onto Nikhil Walji. And yeah, there it is. Walji going down yet another position. And Axel Socki swoops through up into 6th. That's going to be more points for the Norwegian.
Yeah, Gustav just took advantage of a situation where Walji was in difficulties. But now, look at this now. Jimenez, home hero, has caught up to the man who's at not the best of seasons, but right now is looking to redeem himself. Ari Sorgo. This is an interesting battle here, Miran.
Very interesting indeed. Rodrigo Jimenez, race winner this season, won the opening round in Bahrain, and has scored 4 more podiums. Also did score a podium last time out. Not 4 more podiums. What am I saying? Counting with this one, it would be 3. So Jimenez is faring pretty well this season, as opposed to Ari Soilu, who sits plumb last in the championship at the moment. So it's a pretty interesting battle between 2 drivers. So we'll see how this is going to play out then. But Soilu will now be properly feeling the pressure from the home hero.
Yeah, let's see, because look at how close it is. Well, 04 or 3. Fake a move might be might be coming soon. It's gonna line it up whenever, really.
Yeah, and now especially as we head through Jun Sao and down the start-finish straight, he's going to have the slipstream bundled together with the DRS. This could be Rodrigo Jimenez's time to strike as he heads down the start-finish straight. There's the DRS zone. The rear wing flap swings open, and he's going to get the slipstream into the center SS. Can't quite try just yet, and he will have to stay behind the fin, trying to lurk behind him as closely as humanly possible. DRS open once again down the Reta Oposta. Let's see, can he try it into Descida do Lago, as he is not lining up a move to the inside line. So Rodrigo Jimenez is staying patient here.
Yeah, I mean, he knows that trying a move for, well, let's say P15 or P6 is not the same as trying to move for P1. I mean, a bit of contact and a car could be damaged, and that would mean losing out a very big chance at a win. So very smart for him. He's trying to choose his lines wisely, even if that means losing a bit of time because, I don't know, something could happen. But if he stays in that 1 second range, everything should be looking good, as now Valyak here is trying to move on to Hidayat. Again, a man who is in a championship fight, but this race is losing. He is losing out on points right now in P4 in the standings, just to keep you updated. Whereas he was P2 for the race. But yeah, Valyak is pressuring him. He did pressure him earlier on in the race, if I'm not mistaken, but nothing comes out of it. So Hidayat can wipe the sweat off his face for just a bit. And I'm going to look at another battle. Martinez is chasing Sunevik, as I think they did battle before, where Sunevik came out on top.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this one will play out. Martinez and Sundevik, two veterans of Formula 2, are gonna go at it, and Martinez now trying to get another opportunity at really Sundevik. Is gonna have the DRS down the Reta Oposta and into the Descida do Lago. I don't think he's close enough to try a move, but his teammate Michael Valyak is gonna go on to Adam Hidayat behind though, as he's there on the inside line through Descida do Lago, and heading out of Descida do Lago, it's going to be Michael Valyak who goes up into 14th.
They just swooped past there. It's probably saw that Hidayat gave him a lot of space, and he just was like, yeah, thank you very much, I'm going to go for that move. As now Below is actually putting pressure on Martinez. This is important for Below, as he could actually get himself, now he could be one step closer if he gets that P12, to bring himself into the points once again, as he's been pointless for 3 races. After, to make it worse for him, mind you, he won 2 races in a row.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. The pace just seemed to drop off for him, as here's Henry J. Brown fighting it away with Thunyatorn Konkum. Konkum's there on the inside line. Henry J. Brown goes onto the grass a bit, runs very wide through that final corner, and just isn't able to do anything. But has he set himself up? I think he set himself up well. Heading out of Jun Sao, he's going to have the slipstream, and he's also going to have the DRS coupled with that, and he could even get past on the straight here. Konkum tries to block him. Brown goes to the inside line into the center S. They're going to be wheel to wheel, as Brown's there on the inside line. He's going to turn into the outside through turn 2, as he's there on the curb. They're wheel to wheel through the Curva do Sol and down the Reta Oposta. It's going to be Henry J. Brown on the inside line, as they are side by side for this battle for the wooden spoon, essentially. As they head into Descida do Lago, it's Henry J. Brown still on the inside line, and I think he's got that one done.
Then we got back to higher up in the midfield. We saw this battle beforehand at the start of the race. Is now coming back once again. Gomez v Luan. Let's see what comes out of this. As I think Gomez is fairly close to Weitz as well, so let's see if this could actually turn into a freeway battle. And Sundevik is close to Luan, so midfield looking as close as you know it. I mean, it's just the midfield, you know how it is. But yeah, let's see what comes out of this.
Yeah, let's see how this is going to play out then. Luan in a bit of a DRS train. A lot of these guys seem to be stuck by Nikhil Walji, who isn't really able to catch up to Axel Socki in 6th. And Ida Weitz, his teammate, probably won't be too happy about his Canadian teammate at Carlin lacking pace at the moment.
I might see him just try and go for a move eventually if he gets close enough, and chase after the likes of Socki and Tilsley. But for that, he has to do it first, as I don't think that Volge will just give him the position.
No, definitely not. But we usually have seen classic cases of drivers just stuck behind a slower car for ages on end without being able to overtake, and Idevite certainly hopes that he won't be turned into an example of that.
But it's all up to him, as right now he'd be sitting in P8. Although, why stay in P8 when he can go for P7, which well, you know it gives you more points. Wow, I sound like Will Buxton there, but nonetheless. Soon enough, we're gonna head on into lap 14, which is not over the halfway point of the race, but we're approaching that halfway point.
Yeah, we're slowly getting there. As I wouldn't say slowly, we're getting there. As Gomez in this pack as well, Gabriel Gomez, who will be pretty happy to score points here as well. In his home race after not having scored points in 3 races. We'll see if he's going to be able to keep that going then, as he's got Alex Luan behind. So we'll see if Luan will be able to do anything as well there. But yeah, update on the race lead. We had Rodrigo Jimenez, who was pestering Ari Soilu for a while. That seems to not be the case anymore, as Ari Soilu has just pulled a 1.3 second gap over Rodrigo Jimenez.
Like Ari just decided to pick up the pace because he saw himself getting pressured by Rodrigo. Probably thought he didn't want all that. But as you know, you can't just push on forever, as eventually the car won't be able to keep up anymore. But one person that might help him here, and we're looking at him right now, is Oli Bogues, who could put Rodrigo Jimenez under pressure, and that would just mean that would only do good to sort the situation.
Yeah, and Oli Bogues as well would definitely like to get past Rodrigo Jimenez in the situation like this, because it only means more points for him and less points for his championship rivals.
Yes, if he would get P2, he would be 17 points off Brown, which by the standards we've been seeing this season is much closer than the last 2 or 3 races have been. So it would be getting close, as you're looking at Brown right now, sitting in 21st, although he is eyeing 20th, so he's making some positions up. Unfortunately, it's not enough to get himself near the points, but well, the spirit is there, and he's trying to do his best, as he is right behind Schulenberg, so that P20 is not out of reach at all, but we cut back a bit further as Nguyen now is pressuring Hidayat.
Yeah, and Adam Hidayat, who well, looked pretty optimistic to finish in the points today, doesn't seem to be the case. The pace just kind of dries up for the American-Indonesian driver, and he's gonna have to fend off Hong Min Nguyen as we go up to this battle for P2. Then Oli Bogues now looking pretty good to try and take the second place away from Rodrigo Jimenez, as with the DRS that's going to help him close in a tiny bit more through the Senna SS. It's about 0.4 of a second between the two now, as he's going to be able to close in even further with the help of the second DRS zone down the Reta Oposta and into the Ciudad do Lago. He does get himself closer, but at the moment he just isn't close enough for a move, I'd say.
Yeah, but certainly this is gonna be very exciting to well follow, as this battle is only gonna evolve into something either much better, or Jimenez will just fly off and catch up to Ari Soilu. But look at that, the gap has already gotten bigger. It's now 1.7 between the two of them.
Yeah, Ari Soilu, this is only going to benefit him, obviously, if Bogues and Jimenez fight. Even if Oli Bogues is way stronger on pace at the moment than Rodrigo Jimenez, he'll be able to build up a gap as a result of that. As we're going to head down the start-finish straight once again now. And another opportunity for Oli Bogues might just present itself.
Yes, now with the DRS wide open, let's see what he can do into the first turn, though I don't think he's close enough. But as you know, there are, well, after these corners is another DRS straight, so you can really close up the gap if you get these corners right and then a good exit. We're just gonna try and get now. DRS, he'll have it. He'll have it now. Let's see what he can do if he can get himself closer into turn 4. You can see 0.3. No, it doesn't seem to be close enough, but he's caught up a lot of time there.
Yeah, he definitely has. Just the important thing is not to lose this, because that's the thing, which is so easy to do, especially when you're factoring things like dirty air and whatnot. It's so easy to lose tenths or make silly little mistakes, which costs you those precious little tenths. So Ollie Boaks just has to focus on maintaining this gap and making sure it doesn't go up. And look there, heading out of turn number 10 that was. He lost 2 tenths on exit.
Of course, he can't afford mistakes like that. And look at that, Curtis is also catching up. Could we see a Campos double podium? It's another interesting question, which we'll have answered if Curtis can catch up to the 2 drivers he has in front. But now, yeah, with the DRS open, Bo's gonna bring himself closer once again, although he didn't get a good exit because he was off by 0.6. So Box has to step up his game if he wants to catch up to Jimenez and get that P2.
Yeah. Aaron Curtis on the podium would certainly be an interesting side. What a result for Campos that would have been as well. But we'll see if that will happen. Right now we're still focusing on Boaks versus Jimenez, and at the moment only Boaks is getting close, but he just isn't getting close enough. And I fear if he just doesn't kick up the pace even further, which does seem a bit unrealistic, I'm afraid he might not get that second place.
Yeah, and it's already lap 18 of 29. Of course, there is a lot of time left, but we're already at the halfway point of the race, or a bit even further. I think, I'm not sure. I'm way too tired to do math right now, but nonetheless, we're looking at Henry J. Brown. Once again, he's been close to Schulenberg for a while now, just can't seem to get past him.
Yeah, Henry J. Brown, it is a race to forget for the Portuguese man, certainly. It's definitely not how he wanted his Sao Paulo Grand Prix to go. So right now there's nothing he can do apart from just keep his head down and try and divert his focus to the last 2 rounds of the season at Jeddah and Abu Dhabi. As he heads down the start-finish straight now, DRS will be active for Henry J. Brown, who's chasing down Tobias Schulenberg. Tobias Schulenberg as well, 2020 Formula 2 vice champion, has had a majorly disappointing season, I have to say. Went to Prema and it just wasn't there for the German. I don't know what it was, but it just hasn't clicked for him this season.
Especially comparing it to his teammate Jimenez, who is right now in P2. Of course, not chasing for the lead anymore, but that might change soon enough. So really unfortunate season for Schulenberg. Let's see if maybe next season can be better, or if he can get a good result in the next 2 races. See if he can somehow redeem himself. Of course, that is all up to him. We can't influence it. We just hope the best for him. But yeah, looking at it now, Brown, of course, has been stuck behind him for a while, but just doesn't seem to get past him. So the battle for P20 stays on.
Yeah, we'll see if Henry J. Brown is going to be able to get past Tobias Schulenberg in the following laps, but yeah, even that he does seem to struggle to keep up with. So yeah, I don't know what it is with Henry today. Maybe he's just not accustomed to the setup, the track. It is his first time coming here, I do believe, at least in Formula 2 machinery. So yeah, I don't know what this really comes down to, but yeah, or it could just be a bad day. No driver is just constantly what was I gonna say? No driver is just constantly great all the time.
I mean, there are a few that haven't any consistent, but those few, well, you can easily distinguish them as the best of all time. Of course, now we're talking about F2, so these drivers might become the best of all time someday. As you know, the F2 slogan is called the Stars of Tomorrow, but for now they have to prove their worth here, and that's why we like to watch F2 a lot. I mean, you can just see the the talent. Just you could just see who seems to be looking good, and well, it's just exciting to see. I really like the concept of well, younger drivers going up and then eventually succeeding. I feel like it's really interesting to me at least.
Yeah, it is very, very interesting. I agree with you on that one. As here is Axel Socki now. He got past Nikhil Walji a few laps earlier, and he's now caught up to the back of Jake Tilsley. So we could have Axel Socki go up yet another position here. So he's now in the DRS of Tilsley, heading down the Retta Oposta. I don't think there's going to be a move into the Cida do Lago. There isn't. So Socki will just have to stay behind for the rest of this lap.
He's gonna try and get he's trying to get P5 from Tilsley, as we remember their double move they pulled off on Volgi, but now Socki's like, yeah, I'm not satisfied with P6. You can give me P5, but of course it's not like Tilsley's gonna be like, yeah, don't worry, and give it to him. Socki is looking very close now. In fact, onto now the look going through the, I like to call it the up and down corner is a very interesting section, and it is quite enjoyable to see, especially with all of the elevation. After this, now they're gonna go eventually onto the straight and get DRS there, see if he can get himself closer. And one thing I want to mention as well, Jimenez has caught back up to Soilu once again. Not in DRS range just yet, but this seems to be getting interesting.
Yeah, it seems to be a little bit of a back and forth game between Ari Soilu and Rodrigo Jimenez. Soilu pulls away, Jimenez closes it down back, Soilu pulls away, and then Jimenez tries to close it down again, but at the moment, that gap did just go up to 1.1, so I don't know.
It's all up to them, as both's actually very close to Jimenez as well, so that gap might destroy itself once again, once the two stop battling.
Yeah, here's Idevite. Could he try something on his teammate? Not yet, is the answer to that question. As we head out of the Cida do Lago, Vite's not able to get that opportunity he needs just yet.
So he's looking very close to Valji, so Valji could go downhill once again. It's not what he wants, but it doesn't seem like he will have a choice if Vite looks fast enough.
Yeah, here is Rosetta Martinez then, to go a bit further down the field to the positions just outside the top 10. Yeah, Martinez chasing down Sundevik, but he could just face pressure from Jean-Francois Bilot again. As Bilot did, I believe, try and battle with Martinez to try and get up into 12th. Wasn't quite able to do so, and now he's in a bit of a UNI virtuosi sandwich, as Michel Valyak is behind the Frenchman as well. Now then, going further up the field again, we're going to see the two Carling cars potentially try and duel once again. Either Vites with the slipstream and the DRS into the Cida do Lago. Close but no cigar for either Vites. And he will have to stay behind again by his teammate Nikhil Walji.
I mean, he's distanced himself from Gomez, so he can chase after Walji alone. But he just can't seem to get past.
Yeah, he just gets agonizingly close, doesn't he? And he's good on the pace as well, but he is being held back by this quite a lot.
So you have to find a way around. Although what that way around is, he has to find out for himself. Now, once again, Socki looks to be close to Tilsley. 0.4 is the gap. Can he close it down the straight? Now the exit is looking good. He doesn't seem to be losing time. Maybe just a bit, but soon enough DRS will be activated. Let's see what he makes of it.
Yeah, into turn number 1. There's not going to be a move there from him. And he's just going to have to focus on getting the best run possible out of the Senna SS. As heading through Curva do Sol. Don't know if he has a good run enough to try a move on Tilsley into the Cida do Lago. And the answer is no then for Axel Socki. And again, the age-old question of how long is he going to be able to keep this pace up for will be asked from me. as there is only 5 laps to go. So Axel Socki will definitely try and push a bit more in an act of desperation, possibly.
And one thing we have to mention, I think, as well. Look at who's caught up back to solo in the last 3 laps.
Oh, yeah, that could be very interesting, actually, as Rodrigo Jimenez could be knocking on Ari Soilu's door once again. Here's Jean-Francois below onto Rosetta Martinez, and he goes over the curb and loses control of the car. Oh, dangerous re-entry into Adam Hidayat. That's not how you do it, Jean-Francois, and as a result, he's shuffled all the way back to P15.
Yeah, it's not looking good for below, as he was. Well, not that far off the points, but now I think it's just an impossible dream in the last 3 laps. Nguyen now is going to get past him as well.
Yeah, and I think below just went too much over the curb there, as here's Rodrigo Jimenez. This could be his best chance yet to go for the race lead. He has a look on the inside line there, but just isn't quite able to do anything, and he's lost a sizable amount of momentum there heading out of the Ciudad do Lago, and now this brings Ollie Bogues closer, so we could maybe even have a 3-way battle for the race lead here on the final few laps of the race, and everything is kicking off here in the lower part of the midfield now. Shotano side by side with Zukauskas, below side by side with Nguyen, and then there in the background is I think that is Rowan Shotanos. No, there's Olsen side by side with Schwulenberg, as Håkon Olsen's there on the inside line. They are going to be wheel to wheel into this corner. Håkon Olsen is there on the inside line. Schwulenberg's going to be gifted the inside line now through this corner, and we'll see if he is going to be able to get this one done then. Heading into Pico de Pato, turn number 10. It's Olsen on the inside. Schwulenberg still tries to keep it level, but unfortunately isn't able to do so, and Håkon Olsen will be up into 19th, but has got quite a bad run. Schwulenberg tries it down the inside line to Jun Sao, gets a pretty good exit, but I think had to lift off there due to the speed differential between him and Olsen, but he's gonna have a sizable amount of slipstream as well now. You can see he's moving absolutely everywhere down the start-finish straight into the SNS. He opted for the inside though, as they will be wheel to wheel now heading on to a new lap. It's going to be Schwulenberg and Olsen wheel to wheel. Håkon Olsen though on the outside will cover off Tobias Schwulenberg.
Yeah, one thing we have to mention as well, but Brown's going to go for a move once again down the inside. See what Brown can make of it. Can he get P20 finally? Now into turn 5. Yes, Brown has it done. He's up into 20th. But yeah, what I wanted to say is, below from the FA, he has gotten a 5-second penalty, as I've understood, for the dangerous re-entry. So that will just make Below's final position even worse. But now let's cut back to a very interesting battle here. Jimenez v Soilu and possibly v Bogues.
Yeah, this is going to get interesting. Look how close Rodrigo Jimenez is now. Time is running out for the Brazilian, but he's going to try and make the best of it now. Into the SNS as he tries to line up the move on the inside line, but it just doesn't work for Rodrigo Jimenez. Is it just the fact he's got a lack of ambition, or not ambition, but bravery maybe, to try a move? Either way, he's going to get another opportunity at it now, as he's going to be granted the slipstream and the DRS, but is he close enough into the Ciudad Lago? No, he isn't. And I don't know what's going on with Rodrigo Jimenez there. Into the Senna S, it seemed like he maybe didn't commit enough to the move.
Yeah, I think he has to be more decisive there, especially now that we're lap 27 or 29. There's not much time left here.
Yeah, it's honestly the thing. As a racing driver, you either have to go for something or you just don't go for it at all. You can't just make half a decision. That's just motorsports. And Jimenez, well, we'll just see what he is going to be able to do, but he can't afford making small cock-ups like that, because that just costs him time now, as he's going to be in the slipstream once again. 3/10 is the gap. He's going to have this DRS to his aid again. Will it be close enough this time to try anything? No, into the Senna S as he thinks better of it, doesn't go for it this time. And into turn 2, lost a bit of time on exit. Is that the dirty air coming in? I think it was, but he wasn't able to go for it.
And now down the inside, Martinez will go. Seemed like he was ahead there, but he goes a lot on the curve there, and he has to stall in behind. So maybe just compromise his exit a bit. But can round 2 now come here, heading down the straight and then into turn 4? And I seem to be too far off from it, so I misjudged it. But let's see if in the next 2 laps he can try again.
Yeah, we'll see if he's going to be able to do that, as Axel Socki, as well as trying to get Jake Tilsley for 5th, still piling the pressure on the Brit. And we'll see if Axel Socki will be able to do anything here. As we go back to the battle for the race lead, then Rodrigo Jimenez, time is running out for the Brazilian as we head through Junção for the penultimate time in this race. He's looking pretty good this time. He's in the slipstream then, and he's gonna have the DRS as well now. Is this the opportunity Rodrigo Jimenez needs? Is he gonna be able to line up alongside into turn number 1? Yes, he is. Into the center as we go. Soilu on the outside, Jimenez on the inside line, and they will fight it out for the race lead. But heading into Curva do Sol, Soilu just keeps it in the race lead then.
A good defending there, and now Jimenez will try it once again into turn 4. Will he be able to get it? Will he be able to get himself close enough? No, he can't. But Box is close there as well, so let's see how this unfolds. Now it's the final lap. Soilu has, well, everything to lose here, but he can keep it. If he can keep the, well, if he lose the lead, but he can also gain everything for the position he's in right now. Let's see what can happen.
Honestly, I think that chance into the center S, I think that was Jimenez's only chance. I'm going to be completely honest with you, Giuseppe. And I don't know if anything else is going to happen here. So Jimenez will definitely be just praying for something to happen now as we head through Mergulho, turn number 11 for one final time into Junção. And I don't think anything is going to happen here unless we will be able to get something here. But it does look uncertain for the home here. I think it might just end up being second. It is going to be first for this man for a first ever time in Formula 2. It's going to be Ari Soilu who wins the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. And the most unexpected of winners takes it here at round 10 of Formula 2. Ari Soilu, finally a race winner in Formula 2. What a way to turn your season around.
I mean, what a drive at the upset of the home fans as well, as they really wanted Rodrigo Jimenez to win, but it's Ari Soilu who comes out on top with the fastest lap as well.
Yeah, Soilu, what a drive from Ari Soilu. He gets it then, and it's Jimenez and then Boaks rounding off the podium to keep that championship fire alive heading into the next round at Jeddah. Curtis will finish 4th. What a day! What a day for Campos. 1st and 4th. That's their best finish this season. Jake Tilsley will finish 6th with Axel Socki. No, Jake Tilsley in 5th with Axel Socki in 6th, sorry. And then it's Nikhil Walji in 7th with Ida Weitz in 8th. So double points for Carlin as well. And then it's Gomez in 9th with Alex Luan rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, and now we're gonna look just below the top 10. We find Vili Sundevik and the 2 UNI Petrosi's of Rosetta Martinez and Mial Valjak. Championship contender Adam Hidayat is down there in 14th, as well as Jean-François Bilot, who is in 15th. Then we have Juan Min Nguyen. Oh, but side note, Bilot does have a 5-second penalty, so he'll be shuffled down by quite a bit. Juan Min Nguyen is 16th, and Zukowski is in 17th. Then we find Roman Shatanos in 18th. Håkan was in the 19th. Championship leader Henry J. Brown only in 20th, quite shockingly. And then we find Tobias Schullenberg, and in last, Tunyaton Konkum.
Yeah, and I think that's been it then for Formula 2. Thanks so much for watching. This has been a pretty exciting Sao Paulo Grand Prix, and now it is time for Driver of the Day. And personally, I'm going to give it to Ari Soilu. I think in a position where he's never been in a Formula 2 race lead. I think he coped brilliantly. Those last few laps, kept his cool, and just pulled through all the way to the end to get himself a very, very nice first Formula 2 race win. What about you?
Well, I can only agree with you there. I mean, it's a situation he's never been before. Of course, he's been in it in Formula E, but Formula 2, of course, a different racing series. So, first time he's been in it, and he handled it very well. So, who else to award it to other than him?
Yeah, so he gets our driver of the day. But that's been it then for Formula 2. But don't worry, the action at Interlagos is not over. Make sure to join us for the Formula 1 Sao Paulo Grand Prix at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache, where the Formula 1 championship championship fight will rage on. So make sure to not miss that when that's eventually on. But until then, I have been Miran.
And I've been Giuseppe.
Thanks so much for watching Formula 2, and we will see you when the AC returns for the Formula 1 Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Thank you.